up from the platform of eSeniors. eSeniors is a non-profit organization that provides virtual companion for seniors from age 60 and above. Virtual companion is basically designed to provide emotional support for seniors who feel lonely and isolated from their communities, and this is done remotely through the usage of video chat technology. So I want to especially welcome you all to today's book reading section. We have been reading a book from Alex Ageye, and we have done several chapters. So today we are going to be starting off from where we stopped. Listen as I read. Someone pulled Aaron from the floor and he yawned. Okay? My condolence. I'm so sorry and feel so ashamed. Please kneel, accept my condolences. Forget it. I came to Nigeria after all, just as you said I would. But here I am, completely disheveled. We have met again, my brother. You have told me a sad story, but you should hear how things have been for me. I've not been lucky at all. You see, just as some luck smiled my way, these immigration people got me and brought me here. Knew it was hard luck. I had hooked a Nigerian who helped me obtain his visa for London. Me, I have no money on me. However, I have written to my husband and I'm coming to London the day after tomorrow. But look where I am. That Nigerian took me in with all humility. We stayed together in his house. Oh God, she screamed frightfully. My legs, she cried as she held her ankles. Neil held her to steady her. An elderly man passed by, whose feature attracted me. He rushed after and caught up with him. When he returned to join Linda, he had the elderly man enthroned. Neil introduced him, but said little about him. He is a friend. I didn't know he would travel too. He lied. Everyone loves Nigeria. Linda said, we are all here. Don't blame yourself. The smallish elderly man was not listening to her. He tapped me on the left shoulder. The two stepped aside and spoke in undertone, making sure she would not hear what they said. The old man continued speaking. I tell you, I can't go back home. I can't, he swore. Neil revealed to him he had visited his wife in Ghana and been told he had absconded, leaving no money for the family. There was nothing I could do. My resources couldn't sustain my family, and there was no hope. I was sure I could land in some luck here, work for a while, and go home to settle my debt. I hid in a village, but the immigration officials got me. I spent 3 days in their cell. Look at me, my skin is rotten. I can't take this shame anymore. Certainly I can't take this home. Let's pray we get out of here in one piece. Get out of here and go to bed. Home, Neil said. Neil affirmed. The old man said nothing again. He had lost much weight and there were several tiny rashes all over his skin. I can't go home to Ghana, he repeated. Neil thought deeply. He remembered the last time he met the man he had called boss. It was some time ago, after he had taken 3 days earning of the Susu collection of his house. He could not be traced, and his wife confirmed that he had made use of all the Susu money. The market women back home would rear him apart if he surfaced in Ghana again. Altogether, he had absconded with 30,000 cedis, which represented a very large percentage of the saving of the Susu Society of Kapa Didi Market in Ghana. Linda kept asking for water while hoping that someone would smuggle her out of the camp. Soldiers had been posted around them. Neil was bored by the question put by KK. He still had the 2 naira that KK had given him. He was hoping for an opportunity to escape. 2 men had died and were being carried away to the gate. Neil watched those carrying these corpses. They tried to stir those in the camp with war songs. However, the soldiers came and took the corpse from them. There was commotion at the gates. The security personnel allowed the woman in labor to be taken away from the commotion surrounding her, and she soon after gave birth under a large truck standing a few meters outside the camp. Most of those at the camp were exchanging some of their goods for water and food. Neil yawned and showed for water. There was much heat in the camp. An old man walked towards Neil and Linda, who were quite perplexed. He talked and pleaded with them to give him help. He was in earnest. Charlie, he said, addressing me, be kind to me. I know I will die very soon. You may not die today. Perhaps tomorrow you'll be perhaps tomorrow will be okay. He paused. You see that corner, he said, pointing to the spot. Anyone who sleeps there dies. It's kind of mysterious. I've slept there. I should have died too last night, but I've got away. Do I look like dead or dying? But I will not die today. Not me. Don't go there, please. He shocked with confusion, but that did not deter him from talking. Many vehicles have arrived today too, but the border aren't going to be open. If you have 10 kobo, please give it to me so that I can drink my last before I die. I slept in the corner here last night, but there is no space anywhere else today. I have little time to live. I don't want to sleep there tonight. When no one looked his way, he collapsed on the ground. He didn't close his eyes. He just lay there, motionless. Neil got up. There were some broken pieces of wood on the ground, which he collected and walked to Aaron and Linda. At this request, Linda procured a sheet of paper from her bag, with which Neil prepared a pulse. We are going to die, he said. Oh, my mic.
We are going to die, he said. We could make use of our blood for Africa. He wrenched a blade from a small boy pending his ways in the camp. The young boy followed him to demand payment for the blade. Neil did not surrender the blade. What he did instead What he did instead was to make a small cup on his finger. The powder shouldered and ran towards the gate. Aaron also made a small cut on his right hand. The cuts were small indeed. With the blood, they scribbled some notes on the paper. Here we plant the African unity flag. Neil said finally. It appeared faint and insufficient. Insufficient. We are holding it between us for the miles, said Neil. As I was saying, it also in memory of those who are already dead in the course of the struggle for Africa unity, including Maza. Maza was a Pan-Africanist. It's also in memory of all those who have fallen victim to hatred and bad laws, and those undergoing all forms of degradation and persecution. People had started gathering around them. They dug the floor with a knife provided by a bystander, and they planted the placard in the ground. The boy from whom Neil had seized the blade went to the guard at the gate too and reported what he had seen. The forcible collection of his blade and the ritual being performed by Neil. The sergeant forced his way through the people. He threw his gun to threaten those who stood in the way. What did you two think you were up to? He shouted. He walked to the placard, removed it, and broke it before them. After giving them a stern warning, the sergeant left, and Neil and Aaron went to rest by the well. Neil wished he could steer the people into a revolt against the guards. Fortunately, he did not have long to wait, for the opportunity came soon. A young lady who had followed the woman in labor to the articulated truck reported at the camp that one of the security personnel at the camp had attempted to suicide her. It is an abomination, said someone, a cowardly attempt at disintegrating our people. The whole camp surged forward and moved towards the corporal, who did not understand the situation at first. He was stunned when someone held him from behind. Neil managed to catch his gun, which was fallen in the corporal, as the corporal was pushed forward. When the corporal landed on the floor, with the people pressing his legs and hands to the ground, Neil pointed the gun at him. Everyone expected Neil to shoot the corporal in revenge for very dubious and real reasons of quarreling to the islands. He guessed the people's expectation of him, but he kept his cool as his finger folded with the trigger of the weapon that was holding. He knew how to use a gun, but he waited thoughtfully, and his body tensed. He was looking at the coat of arms embossed on the corporal hat, that of Nigeria. Everyone waited. Neil was going to pacify them. He waited. He left his own power at the moment. He turned to address the crowd and waved. The pride of being, he said, comes from a solid status and a culture, a pride which belongs to a citizen or one who can point proudly to his country. It entails love of country and an identification with fellow countrymen and intention to participate in the sharing of the sharp and conservative revolve to belong to the state, their state. The conservative attitude is important. That idea or attitude call it a state of mind, is an identity, a proof of citizenship. He raised his hand, his fingers covered with his own blood. Keke was shouting his name. Moses! Moses! Came the call. Neil looked around, but Keke had been cut away from him by the crowd. Aaron stood by. Occasionally, he yelled with the people. Neil continued talking. A sense of love for your country is a sense of pride. Pride is an improved ego, which is not hateful. Look around, watch the people around about you. Same people came reaction to cut, to pain. Race is important, but being human elevates one above all base acts of hatred. We should not allow hatred to destroy this our unique humanity. Hatred is like a cannibal that feeds on himself. We stand between hatred and love. We are citizens of two worlds, of hatred and love. Yet our world is the latter. He felt great. He looked at the coat of arms again. To the surprise of the anxious crowd, he shouted at the corporal on the floor, "Get up, fool!" Those holding the shoulder lifted him up but held him still. Aaron tapped Neil on his right shoulder. "Let's get out of here. More shoulders will be coming here soon," he said. The crowd was becoming restless with impatience. Then all hell broke loose. The hungry aliens fell on every available food being sold at the camp as they rushed. A large number of them marched out of the gate. The few security personnel at the camp could obviously not cope with the crowd. Aaron, Linda, and Neil hurried past the gate, heading for the lane along the airport leading into a cassava farm. As they went, Aaron uprooted one of the cassava plants. There were three tubers under it. In the middle of the farm stood one of those trees that stand only in the middle of farm. They went and settled under it, broke the fresh cassava tuber into bits, and ate away avidly. Many people rushed to join them. Linda sprung up suddenly. "I have got the chance now," she said. "I'm going to the airport to wait. With luck, I will get a flight to London." Aaron got up. Wait, he cautioned. "The guards might have noted our faces, but carefully they don't arrest you." She was out of hearing range, being more engaged with her own thoughts and hopes. She trotted down to the road. They watched her as she entered the airport building. Everyone was in high spirits as their hope rose, but there was bad news for them, and their hopes were soon to be dashed. Someone was hanging on a tree not far away from where they were. Me and Aaron ran to the tree. The bushes had covered it from the road. Aaron became curious as Neil watched the body with new interest. recognition. Do you know him? Do you know him? Asked Aaron. Neil nodded. He was one of those at the camp. He closed his eyes. He tried to make sense of the experiences. He fought within himself to be sober, to focus and conserve his energy. He murmured Psalm 23. Aaron tapped him on the back. He too was sad and worried. Why? He asked. This is what it comes to. This is what comes to, Aaron asked. It does look good, Neil said. He cried. He pointed to the body dangling on the tree, making an effort to speak. Let's get out of here, Aaron said. Neil cleared his eyes. These mayors, nonetheless heroes in the diaspora. Aaron held him and led him away towards the road. He had been thrown back onto the streets. The city streets were always busy. The people there were ordinary ones, forced there by poverty or the need of redeem themselves. Black people, all black, like himself. How could one tell a citizen from an alien, a thief from an honest person? The dressing, as the lady said, at Ilera might be a pointer. The classifier or one speech might tell who one was. Neil lacked decency. He had lost that to the tribulations. He smelt like rotten canned meat from sweat and dirt. He was completely unkempt and looked veritably like the none to be serious type of person, and he said he was not the bad type. He was not bad, he was smart, intelligent, and had good attributes, and his teacher always praised him for. He took the best prize for neatness and punctuality. He had been a class prefect of no mean distinction. How could he be bad? Why? He asked. When he put the question, Aaron answered him quietly. He did not like it, but he listened all the same. They said, you don't speak their language. You are every inch bone and make foreign. And in temperamental, there is no forum for appeal. He did not care. He did not look like him. Good men had the presence of mind to keep themselves near. He was not neat, yet he claimed he was a smart one. He was quite clean inside. The street he came to was not large enough to settle the crowd milling in it and squeeze through. There were busy people from all walks of life, including those piling various trades. They had come to possess the road, even with their poverty. There were many, like himself and Aaron, who laid no claim to legitimacy. How could they escape capture without knowing the stress? He saw a stationary vehicle abandoned for lack of maintenance. It looked bright and serviceable in the sun. It was not an old vehicle by its looks. The chaotic clash of material and humanity did not fold the atmosphere for him. He inhaled the air. It was damp and polluted. He walked onward towards freedom without any bias or bitterness. He was beginning to accept that he was fugitive in search of a soul. And in search of identity, humanity is beautiful, he thought, but unpredictable. Thank you so much for listening. So this is where we're going to be ending today's book reading section. See you, we'll meet again in the next one. Thank you and bye.